Good day, everyone. Welcome you back to the Education Zone. And in this episode, we are going to be dealing with types of data models. Now, this is going to be the first episode for our SS3, SSM2 course of this subject. And this SS2 course, we are dealing with types of data models. And these data models, there are different types of them that we can discuss and talk about. But what exactly is a data model? Now, data model is something that is related to technology and information communication technology or ICT. It is related to technology, and because of this, let's talk about the process of data modeling. That is called data modeling. Now, the process of making data models is called data modeling, and data modeling is the process of structuring and organizing data. These data structures are then typically implemented in a database management system. Now, in a previous episode, in the SS1 course of this subject, I talked about database management systems as the software that are used for creating, manipulating, and editing database. And then we said a database is a collection of organized files that are arranged so that they can be easily accessed, managed, and utilized. Now, basically, this database, just call it a file. Just like when you go to a hospital, they'll have a lot of files stacked in order. Now, these files represent the record of their patients in those hospitals. Now, in this case, nowadays, we don't make use of physical files, we make use of software. And these softwares, they are called database management systems. They are just like the libraries of all those files, the libraries of those folders. Now, these databases, there's a way we can actually structure the data, and that is simply what data modeling means. So basically, a data model is kind of like that packet of structure by which you can understand and we can manipulate the data in a database. Now, a data model represents a real world situation. So that just like in the case of a hospital, so the patients of those hospitals about which data is to be collected and stored in a database. So basically, a data model depicts the data flow and logical interrelationship among different data elements. Now let's talk about there are two things to talk about when we talk about database. We have data structure and data organization. Now data structure refers to how the data is structured from like it also has to do with the data beside each data, which data is the relationship between each data and the entities. So we'll talk about this in a future episode. But then we have data organization. Data organization refers to how the spatial orientation of those data, how they are in relation to one another. So kind of like it's the relationships and the let's call it okay, yes, relationship. But when we talk about data structure, we tend to think about data attributes. That is the properties of all those data. When we talk about data organization, we often tend to talk about data relationship. We are going to be talking about this in sufficient detail in the subsequent episode of this course. But I implore you to continue watching this course and watch it to the end. Now, basically, there are different types of data models. We have the flat models. Now, this flat model consists of a single two-dimensional array of data elements. Now, your flat model is just like your table. Just understand it as a table. Now, we also have the this is called the hierarchical model, and this kind of model in data is organized in a tree-like structure. So you can see from the parents, so this kind of like a tree. Then we also have the network model. This ones they are interlinked in any random order, and that is very common. It's very easy to set this kind of data model up. We also have the relational model. We have the object relational model. Then we have the star schema, and so on and so forth. Now, at the end of this video, I have two questions for you guys. Can you try to define what a data model is in your own words? So you can define that in the comment section of this video. You don't have to stick to any convention in your own words. Then state types of data models. Now, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next episode.